Hello again. I'm going to be doing 13 and 14. 13 is called The Night I Became the Monster. It started like every other disaster, quietly, a regular night, a regular fight, except it wasn't. Because I had become the person I swore I would never be. He told me he was done, that he couldn't do it anymore. So I picked up the knife, and this time it wasn't to threaten, it was to end. To silence the screams in my head that never let me sleep. To shut down the carousel of guilt, grief, rage, shame that spun endlessly inside of me. The first cut wasn't deep enough. That's the thing no one tells you. It's harder than it looks. You want out, but your body fights for life even when your mind doesn't. I was shaking, crying, lost. He tackled me, grabbed the knife, threw it into the woods like it was going to save both of us. Then the sirens, the lights, and the ambulance. In the middle of all of it, my children, standing in the doorframe, watching their mother being loaded into the back of an emergency vehicle like she was just another broken thing. I held my youngest son's stuffed bunny the entire ride, a tiny symbol of love in my bloody, shaking hands. The EMT talked to me like I was human. That felt foreign. She told me to hold on to that bunny if that is what was keeping me here. At the hospital, they took it from me. I broke all over again. I was admitted into the psych ward. The walls were white, too white. My thoughts were screaming in color. I didn't sleep. I was just scared. I didn't eat. I just existed. My hands, which had held knives and liquor and children, felt like strangers. When I finally called my husband, he was distant. He said he didn't know if he could do it anymore or if I could come back home. And honestly, I understood. I had torn down everything good in my life like it was a haunted house. But I told him something I hadn't said with any truth in years. I will change. I have to. I was released after a few days. I stepped out into the sun expecting no one. And there he was, standing there, arms open. I ran to him like a child, not because he saved me, because he waited. When I got home, my kids ran to me. They didn't see the monster. They saw their mom. They believed me when I said that I was done drinking. The drugs, the darkness, I had burned everything good to the ground. Now it was time to start planting again. Chapter 14, The Quiet Rebuild. It didn't happen overnight. Nothing ever does, especially not healing. I didn't wake up the next day sober and glowing. I didn't float around like an angel humming hymns. No, I woke up shaking. I woke up fighting the urge to numb the pain again. I woke up surrounded by the wreckage of the life that I had built with matches and gasoline. But I woke up. And that was more than I could say for some people that I loved. So I started to rebuild with only tools I had left: honesty and sobriety. When the cravings came, I called my mom. Yeah, my mom. Still drinking, still a mess, in her own way. But she showed up for me. She talked about the weight of it all. We cried sometimes, other times we just sat in silence on the phone, breathing together like it might keep us both afloat. I kept practicing witchcraft, but I told myself I wouldn't do the dark stuff anymore. I started calling myself a Christian witch, which is kind of like saying you're on a diet while eating a cheeseburger in the closet. It made me feel like I wasn't letting go. I wasn't fully letting go. Like I could keep one foot in the shadows while dipping my toe into the light. And still, I was trying. I got a job. A good one. Corporate, stable, something with benefits, early hours. I was tired of jobs that felt like traps. This one felt like something different I could build on. I made amends, real ones. Not the sorry I hurt you kind, the I destroyed this friendship and I'm sorry for who I have become. I asked my one remaining friend to forgive me. I cried and she cried. Somehow, she let me back in. You don't forget that kind of grace. I started smiling again, not the fake kind that people saw through. My teeth were gone from the meth, but I had finally gotten my top denture plate. I smiled like a new woman, smiled so much that it hurt. I hadn't smiled like that since I was a little girl, still believing birthdays meant love. But the pain wasn't done with me yet. The abscess came next. In my mouth, on my face. The pain was unbearable. I tried to handle it myself, scared to touch pain medication. I OD'd on Tylenol without knowing it. I just wanted the pain to stop. My husband took me to the ER. The doctor said my liver was failing. Just like that, no warning shot. 1 minute I'm managing it, the next minute I'm dying. They said I might need a transplant. They asked if I did this on purpose. I told them I hadn't. But a part of me wondered, did I? They've moved me to ICU, tubes, machine, drugs to save me again. It was a week before Christmas. And for the first time in a very long time, I prayed. Not a manipulative, God fix this and I'll be good prayer. Not a rage-filled, why did you do this to me? But a real one. I begged. I did not want to die. I did not want to live. I wanted to live for my kids. I wanted to live for you. Please, if you save me, I will never stop telling people what you did for me. My liver started healing faster than the doctors had expected. Within 3 days, I was sent home. The day before Christmas. It was like he said, you asked, now go get to work. And I did. I burned it all. My spell books, my journals, my herbs, any symbols and bones, things that I used to give me power were now gone. I lit a match and said goodbye to that chapter. Not because I hated who I was, but because I had finally figured out who I could be, who God made me to be. This was the real beginning.